What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a discussion video for the Digimon TCG. We're going to be talking about potential ban lists, when we think we'll see them, what we think might be on them, and looking at some of the meta cards here, meta decks from the last couple tournaments to see what we think is going to get hit, which decks we think are going to get hit, and which other ones we think are safe right now. But anyways, BT18/19 Special Release Booster 1 or 2.0 is going to be hitting the field this week as we have pre-release. So we'll have pre-release, and then next week it'll be officially dropping at the beginning of November. So we are getting that soon. So that is going to change the meta up a bunch, and we'll see if those decks make an impact to the meta, or if there's certain decks that still need to get hit come November when we have our next November regionals. So we'll be looking at that as well. And we'll just take a look at what cards we think are probably going to get hit in the future ban list. We have a couple articles here from the Eggman. Shout out to the Eggman, another YouTuber. He does these awesome Eggman events articles where he goes through the top 16 decks of each of the events. We have the Carta Magica online regionals, which I was in, and the Versus Ultimate Cup, which I was also in last week. Plus the Glasgow regionals. They haven't put up the regionals that I was in just a couple days ago yet, so we don't have that yet. But we have those three events as kind of a look at what the meta is right now. So we'll go into that in just a second. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. We are talking about the meta right now here. If we look down here, top 16 deck lists, 4 Imperial Digimon, 3 Ancient Garurumon, 2 Mirage, 2 7 Demon Lords, 2 Leviamon, 1 Yellow Vaccine, 1 Fenrir, and 1 Mother Control for the Carta Magica. In the Versus Ultimate Cup, we had 3 Imperial, again, really big showing of Imperial, 2 Mirage again, 2 Dexdoru, 2 Fenrir, 2 Levia, 1 Phoenixmon, 1 Omnimon Ace, 1 Magnamon, 1 Ancient Gray, and 1 Shine Gray. So no Ancient Gray in that one. And then in this one here in Glasgow, there was 6 Imperial, 2 Ancient Garus, 1 Levia, 1 Mirage, 1 Mother Control, 1 Omnimon Ace, 1 Magnamon, 1 Tyrant, 1 7 Demon Lords, and a Bloom Lord. So definitely a deck I think is going to get hit is the one I play, which is Imperial. There could be several cards I think that they could hit in that deck. A lot of people think the Pyodramon, the partition, needs to get hit. I don't think it does. I think there's ways to play around that. People know how to play around that. It's not a supremely broken card. I think it, in combination with the Dual Tamer, is a supremely broken card. So I definitely think the Dual Tamer's on the chopping block there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the Tamer probably would be the one that I would hit before hitting the partition guy, just because it is very important to the deck, and it does, it will limit the deck's ability to function in the meta if that card gets hit. But I definitely think the Dual Tamer is a potential hit there, because it could be good in other decks too, like Armor. It could be very good in Armor, playing free VMons every turn, and then being able to tap for memory is always really, really good. There's also the option card, Return of the Primogenitor. That could be another card that could get hit because it does the same thing as Awakening of the Golden Knight. It lets you Digivolve for a reduced cost. It lets you Digivolve into basically Magnamon, X-Antibody, and any of your Dragon modes for 2. And it lets you Digivolve in your straight into your fighter modes for a cost of 3 from your level 5. So that's excuse me, that's very powerful, very, very powerful. And then it has a secondary deletion protection, including from battle, that lets you rank up to an Imperial Digimon basically from your level 5. So it protects your partition, so you don't have to worry about not having jamming or your opponent attacking over your guy. So that can be very hard to deal with. So I definitely think that is the two cards I think I would say that are the most aggressive in the deck. But like I said, they could hit the partition guy. I just don't think I think it would very majorly affect the deck's ability to compete with all the rest of these decks here. We have other decks here. We'll go back and look here. You got a couple of Mirage. I think, and Mirage has the new Galaxy build too, which has a lot of cards, which, I think just generally, I think two things are true. The Galaxy build is quite powerful and quite quick, allowing you to rank up to your level 6 in like one turn, is crazy when you think about it, but it is a very powerful kind of build there. And Mirage has always been kind of good format to format. They've already tried to hit it once with the one hit limiting the Mock Galgamon. But as new blue cards come out, this deck just kind of revitalizes itself. So I'm not sure what the option is right here to kind of bring it more in line. I don't know if they're going to hit the Galaxy stuff and just make you have to play regular old Mirage, but which is also a good deck, which tops like any Galaxy Mirage. There's usually, like they say, they got one Galaxy Mirage here. Well, there's another Mirage here. If you go over here, you got another Galaxy Mirage. It got top, and a regular Mirage got there. So it's just, either way, the deck does good. So I don't know if the option is hitting one of the Mirage Galgamons or what they got to do to rein that in. Honestly, at this point, I'm not quite sure. A lot of these other decks, they don't top all the time. So I don't necessarily see things getting hit. One thing I did want to talk about is potentially you could see 7 Demon Lords getting a hit. I'm not sure what that would look like. I don't know if they'd hit anything for Lucemon that would be in the Lucemon deck as of yet, which are great cards. I don't know what really makes the deck super fast. You never hit a Gudamon. You wouldn't hit the egg. You'd have to hit one of the 7 Demon Lords, honestly, at that point. And I'm not sure which one you would hit. It's difficult. The deck, I don't think, tops enough to warrant a hit, but and I think this could definitely get power creep very easily, especially with the Lucemon deck coming out. It might be a better option. Leviamon has access to so many combo pieces. It's made Anubismon good again. I feel like you can play around this deck, but if you can't get an Anubismon off the board, it's very detrimental. So I don't know if maybe they should just go ahead and ban Anubis completely, because it still is such a ridiculous card. But I don't know what they should do about the, just the consistency of this deck in general. I mean, maybe I don't see them hitting Levia. That doesn't feel right. The option cards either, although Biting Crush is annoying. But I personally think that it has to do something with the ability with the Doberman line, the X-Antibody, the Cerberus, stuff like that. Something in there is become a little bit too consistent for people. So I think Leviamon is another deck that might be on the chopping block for a little bit of a hit. Not much, I don't think. And Ancient Garurumon has been doing well since it came out. I could see them doing something light to it. I don't know what that would be in terms. I feel like Ukamon might be for a lot of these decks, Ukamon might be the choice. Taking the BT16 Ukamon down to 1. Because people are just still playing that card in a rampant progression to get to their stuff. So that might be another option there, is the BT16 Ukamon. Mother Control doesn't have a lot of spots in the top, but it is some degenerate BS. The Shoto Mother combo, I think, needs a pairing limit. Like, you can't play Mother in the same deck you play Shoto in. Because I'm pretty sure that's not what they intended when they created both of those cards. So just like it's not what they it just basically makes it your opponent cannot attack unless they have a deck that can get over 15k. And they can't do anything to the mother with their effects, so it doesn't really matter. You need an over 15k Digimon, which a lot of the meta decks don't pump out big monsters. They don't pump out monsters that can get over that very fast. So that is unfortunate. And then, yeah, I'm looking at these results here. The Fenrir one doesn't top enough. Dexdoru, you don't see it every event. I don't see those decks seeing hits. I don't see them hitting Magnamon anymore. Magnamon sees a little bit of play. I mean, those are the 4 decks, I think, or 5 decks, really. I think four. I think mostly Leviathan, Mirage, Imperial, and Ancient Garurumon are the ones that we see multiple tops at a tournament. So those are the 4 decks I would say are most likely to have a hit. And Mother should just be hit on principle. I'm sorry, it's just dumb. Like that pairing is disgusting. I definitely think it needs a limited card pairing. Not necessarily, don't hit Shoto, don't hit Mother. Just don't let people use them together. So that's my ruling on that. But yeah, I don't see these other decks needing hits really, because they don't top a tremendous amount of events. They like I said, they got 1 spot if they get any, and they sometimes don't even get any. So I definitely think that this is the big contender, which is my deck is the big contender for a hit, with those other guys being at a potential right there, and then as well as maybe 7 Demon Lords. But that's all I can think of right now in terms of what should get hit. Now, is the BT18 meta going to change it so you don't need to do this? Potentially. These decks are going to get power crept, so you won't need to hit them. But we'll have to wait and see. I could definitely see after like the first event or 2 in November, once the new set is legal, if depending on things have changed significantly, we could see a list pre-nationals, because they want to be able to create the best championship format possible. So they might hit things, release a ban list in November for kind of December, January, which would be early because we did just get a ban list at the end of August, which was 6 months from the last one, which was March. But we did have a lot of ban lists last year around this time. We had November, went early January, and then an updated one for late January, early February that kind of would start in March. So we have seen a bunch of different ban lists in close proximity. So it'll be interesting to see if they do that again in anticipation for nationals. But looks like that's all we got to talk about. That is the ban list. That's what we're interested in right now. So we will hopefully you guys will comment down below, give me your speculation. Do you think I am on par with some of my assessments? Do you think other decks needed to be hit that I missed? Or if I was completely out to lunch on which cards, which decks might need to get potential hits? And is there anything you think is going to come off the ban list? But let me know down below. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.